What's in your hand?
That's coyote turd. I use them in some of my sets. I use a set called a 3-poop set that Mark June taught me. It's just a territorial set, and for whatever reason they will not step on their own turds. So if you find any coyote scat and you're out trapping coyotes, make sure you pick it up. Just carry a little jar. Put your coyote turds in there. Don't put them in your pocket. Now that we've caught this young coyote here, always excited to reset a remake. I never pull the trap. I mean, with all that smell, you never know what you're going to catch. That coyote's left all sorts of scent, and if any scent maker could ever bottle that scent up, it would be so easy to catch them, because man, they just hit. After I caught that double, I had a coon the next day, great big old coon. Today I got the coyote, so remakes definitely do help your catch. It is kind of gross, but I do carry a jar of coyote scat anytime I find a good pile of coyote scat, or if I catch a coyote and it left a lot like this one here did, I always pick it up. It's absolutely magic. They will not step on, for whatever reason, they will not step on turds. But man, it really draws them into a set. In fact, over here I have a set that Mark June taught me called a 3-poop set, and it's a curiosity set. If you got some coyotes that have been heavily trapped or heavily pressured, then it's not near as loud and explosive as a dirt hole looks. It's a very, very subtle set, very sneaky set. But also, the other day whenever I had a double, it was caught on a 3-poop. So it's a very, very sneaky and very, very effective set. First I'm going to take all this corn duff and pile it up just to use as a backing, because I want them to stay on this front side. But you dig down a little bit, and some people will call it a step down dirt hole. It's not so much a step down, I don't think, but you just want to get their attention mainly. And I'll even take some of that and pile it up. We just want to keep them on this front side. Next, I'll take my auger. Now that we got our dirt hole made, you want it to be at kind of like a 45-degree angle. So you're looking for this angle here. If it's straight up and down, they can sit anywhere outside of here and look down your hole and see what's down there. This 45, this is the only way they can see down in there. Next, you're gonna go like this, and it's about 9 inches. That's exactly where you want your pan to be. Next, we're going to anchor our trap, and I like to come outside of my bed. I don't like setting it in the middle. I'm slowly converting everything over to chain, but if you use cable stakes to stake them down, make sure you drive it down way past your crunch proof swivel. You want to drive it down probably to there or so, because whenever you pull this up to set it, if you're using cable, you'll have a little bit of cable sticking out, and it's about impossible to get your trap bedded solid. So we're just gonna drive this down, loosen it up. It'll pop right out of there.
This portion of Trapping Across America is brought to you by F&T Fur Harvesters Trading Post.
Next, I take a little bit of polyfill and use it as an underall. This just keeps any dirt from going underneath your pan. Because if there's dirt, it gets underneath that pan and it won't go down all the way, and you won't be able to catch anything. I don't know if you can hear that click, but that's called a night latch, and now it's on a hair trigger. Next, we're going to take our salt and put some in the bottom of the bed, and then a little bit of peat moss. We just use this as an insulator. Come back with a little bit of salt, antifreeze, and I put peat moss just inside my jaws. And make sure you pre-sift your peat moss. Just grab any sifter and sift it. If you don't, that peat moss, sometimes it'll have a lot of sticks and stuff in it. That'll keep your trap from firing. And this is the important part right here, bedding your trap in. Make sure you bed it solid. If you don't, if you're able to grab this trap and wiggle it, you might as well just either keep packing or pull it up and re-dig it. If they feel any bit of movement at all, there's no way they'll step on it. You'll be dug up. You'll be sitting there scratching your head wondering what happened. And even this loose jaw on this side over here, pack it down. This is the most important part. I cannot stress that enough. I've tried, taking shortcuts and using nails. Some people say you can put nails on each four corners of your traps. You can get it solid, but it's just a whole lot easier to use this dirt that's already here. But you can see this trap. I mean, I'm putting a lot of force on it and I can't move it at all. It's exactly what you want. Next, you're going to take your sifter, throw some dirt back in it, sift over your trap. And I'm going to go down and find my pan. This is the hair trigger part. You want to be careful. Do not touch that pan. You can touch everywhere else, but do not touch that pan. And then I like packing around my pan, getting it nice and solid. Grab some more of this dirt. And that's a bedded and set trap. And right here, your lowest spot, you want it to be where your pan is. Make sure that's the only spot they want to step. And you can put, with coyotes, you want to be very careful. You don't want to crowd them too much, but you can put little suggestions for them. Like, hey, don't step there. Just make it look uncomfortable for them. You want them to step right there. But you can put little clods. Just don't try to crowd them in or nothing. Don't take something like this and put there. It'll make them shy away from your sets. Next, you want to come in. Always take your gloves off. Grab just a little bit of bait. Down your hole. Since it's going to be warm out, I'm going to use something kind of soft on them, nothing that's real powerful to their nose. This smell will drift quite a ways, especially because it's warm. If it's cold, that smell kind of retains down in the ground, so you want to use something a little louder, like skunk or anything with skunk in it. It's usually pretty good. But this here is real sweet smelling, real subtle. It's got a lot of glands to it, and it'll definitely catch your attention. Any coyotes coming down through here. There you go, guys. It's a completed set. So there's a trail, a really heavily used trail right here that's being used by what looks like bobcat and a family of them. But right behind the camera there's a house, and they have some great white Pyrenees dogs. And even though there's a lot of bobcat activity here, it's not worth it to me. The chance that I'd take catching that dog. I really hate catching dogs. It does happen, unfortunately. So any time I come across a dog track, and can definitely tell it's a dog track, I mean they're huge. I definitely don't want to take the chance of trying to catch somebody's dog. That's not why we're out here. There's other ways to get the predators caught without catching the dogs. So we'll keep on moving down the line and see if we can't get away from these dogs.
So we use the Tomahawk live trap here. A lot of coon tracks. We got some bobcat sets up there, but there's a whole bunch of different coon traps you can be using. You got dog proofs, footholds, conibears, cage traps. These are good traps made here in the US of A up in Wisconsin, but check them out, guys. They're Tomahawk live traps. They're gonna hold the biggest coon. You got traps for everything. Bobcat, we got a bobcat trap right up there. Snapping turtles, you name it, they've got a trap for it. Check it out, it's Tomahawk live trap.
They dispatch the raccoon and reset this trap in hopes to catch another one.
All right, guys, we got another really nice coon here. Great big coon. This was a walk-through set for a cat, and I set dog proofs along my line, but sometimes you just, for whatever reason, they decide to ignore those and come to your other traps. Right now, it's unreasonably hot. This time last year, you know, we were almost in the negative temperatures, but today it's supposed to get up to almost 60 degrees. So the coons are going to run more. They aren't going to be denned up when it's real cold. The coons will den up in their trees. They won't even come out hardly. So this warmer weather is really making the coons move a lot. And I don't mind catching the great big coons. Not at all. I just wish they were in my dog proof sets. But with it being unseasonably warm, the coyotes, they're not going to run. And they also have really full bellies right now. Deer season just got over not too long ago here in Missouri. It was last weekend. We had antlerless season. I know there was a lot of deer killed around, so their bellies are plumb full with deer. Just about all the coyote scat we've found has got a bunch of deer hair in it. So that's another thing you got to think about. If you're planning on times to trap, I just happened to take this time because it's what I had available through me with my other job and all that. So you got to trap when you can. You can't catch them sitting on the couch, but it's just one of those things. We'll just keep having to roll with it. We got some weather events coming up. I think Saturday, or starting tomorrow, Friday, we're going to start getting some rain, and the temperatures are going to start dropping after that. So we're going to keep these traps out and keep them working. And those coyotes, they'll start to move with that rain coming in. They'll move before it hits. So we'll just keep the traps working, keep them firing. That's all we can do.
After dispatching this raccoon, they head off to take care of a neighbor's muskrat problem in his pond.
All right, guys, what we have here is a neighbor called me and he said he had some muskrats in his pond, and you can see there's a run right here. Can't see it now because I stepped down in here, but this right here is just a nice smooth U where they're coming in and out of the bank, and if you feel down, you'll actually feel their hole where they're going in at. Yeah, right there. And it goes way back up in there quite a ways. So there's definitely some muskrats in this pond, and it's a fresh run. In the old runs, there'll be a lot of this undergrowth and stuff filled into it. This run here, I mean, there's absolutely nothing in it. So this is definitely a good used run. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna put a colony trap in there. It looks like a live trap, but they just swim in and then they can't get back out and basically drown. It's quick, humane kill. So we're just gonna find that hole, which is right there. And you wanna make sure this kind of trap is completely under the water. If I set it up here in the run, you know, even just that little bit sticking out of the water, they'll still be able to breathe. So you want to make sure your trap is completely under the water. And there's your muskrat set. All right, guys, we're back here the next day. Walked up here, and before I stepped down here, I could tell I had something in it. A lot of times you'll be able to see a dark color in there. So let's pull it up and see what we got. Looks like we got two really nice rats. Big rats too. But I'm sure the farmer will be happy to get them out of here. So we'll pull these out, take them back to the skinning shed, get them all skinned up, and get this trap back in here so we can catch some more if there's any more using it. All right, there we go. Two really nice Missouri rats.
Trapping Across America is brought to you by Sawmill Creek Baits and Lures, Trapping Girl Inc., F&T Fur Harvesters Trading Post, J3 Outdoors, Element Outdoors, Reveal Trail Cameras, High Country Control, Tacticam, and Centro & Sons Fur Company.
All right, guys, we just got done checking those traps over there. We put another conibear in here. There's another run here. I would like to put a colony trap in here, but I was out of them at the time, so I just put a conibear in here. Looks like we got another nice muskrat. Yep, another really nice one. Big one. I'm sure the farmer will be happy he's out of here. Alright guys, what we got here is a coon, really nice coon. He got caught in one of my canine sets. It does happen. I really like setting my dog proofs to try to keep them out of my canine sets, but it doesn't always happen. That's alright. Really nice coon. We'll get him dispatched and get on down the road. Lovely day, as you can tell. We're out here in our rain gear, but I knew the coyotes would move last night. We got some nice, I think it's a male coyote. He's not caught very well, so we're not going to get too close to him and get any real close-up footage because we don't want him to get out. So we're going to go ahead and dispatch this animal and pull this trap. But beautiful coyote. There we go, another beautiful red fox. This is quite a bit bigger than the last one. So what we had here was just one of them big standard dirt holes that I use with my auger and drill. I knew this would be a good spot. You know, you got CRP on both sides, this travel lane, they'll be hunting these hay bales and heading down there to the timber. Just another killer spot. We'll get this one taken care of and go check some more traps.
Marty and Jason take care of this red fox and reset the trap. The next day, they have some help checking traps. It's great to see kids learning about the important role trappers play.
How's that Bobcat set working for you?
Plugged up right now.
as trapping season comes to an end, they make sure to have all the traps pulled for the year.
Okay, we're finishing up here in Missouri. Another year with Marty. It's been a tough year. The weather has not cooperated.
Yep.
Been hot, rain,
Yep.
not ideal
Got up to
conditions.
60 degrees and got over an inch of rain, so yeah, I was glad we caught what we did.
Anyway, not ideal conditions. Caught a lot of fur though, and had a good time.
Yeah, yeah.
Had the kids out.
Yep.
Wife was out. Nephew was out.
Yep.
So
Yep.
yeah.
It's always a good time getting them out. And always a good time having you up here. I always appreciate you coming up.
I'm not gonna be able to come back again. No, because that little beagle I'm taking home. Anyway, we had a good time. Thanks again, Marty.
Thank you.
Yep.